You need to be steep at impact to be shallow in your downswing. Confused? Let me explain. I'm pretty sure that you have worked at some point in shallowing your downswing in an effort to get this path more from the inside so that you can hit a ball that bends to the left, a draw, pull draw, push draw, who cares? You're looking for bend to the left. Now, shallowing that downswing can only work if you are steep through impact. If you've got the club shaft in your downswing more closely aligned to the horizontal, to the parallel to the ground, what you need to be able to do through strike is one of two things. Make the face square itself up by the track of the grip, or you need to square the club face up by bowing your wrist. Don't do the latter because that's garbage, but if you do the former, you'll have more ball compression and you'll have more club speed that will allow you to move your body more. I really want to get into the weeds of this shallow downswing and why it's not working for so many. So I've got a two-step drill here that's going to allow you to get that downswing shallow and still enable you to hit the ball crisply with a draw without feeling like you're tying yourself up in knots. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take the golf club up in front of you so that your arms are parallel to the floor. Then what I want you to do is take the club shaft and make it parallel to the floor. So I've lifted my arms up in front of me so the arms are parallel to the floor. Then I've laid the shaft down so it's parallel to the floor. And then I've simply added rotation. I'm not adding more arm lift. I'm not dropping the arms. I'm just keeping them the same. And then what I want you to do is move the grip more forwards. And as you do this, what you'll start to feel is your body unravel. And you'll start to feel on the way through how the club face is open. So therefore, when you've made a downswing where the club shaft is more laid down, more shallow, what you now feel by keeping that club shaft the same is how open that makes the face. You've got two options, as I said at the start. You could bow your lead wrist, which would have the chance of straightening the face up, or if you kept the grip the same shape and you move the grip back down towards where you were and you take your trail hand and you put it in the middle of the shaft, your right arm will be straight and you'll now bring your arm back towards you. As you do this, what will happen is your lead wrist will have more kink in it and that club face will now be straight. Now, this feeling here is the steep part of your impact that will now make that shallow downswing work and line the face up. Look at my path from the inside at 1.8. Look at my face to path at 6.1 closed. That ball bent to the left. The path was from the inside. So the drill is in two steps. You lift your arms up parallel to the floor, you lay the shaft parallel to the ground. You then make the golf club move around you by simple rotation of your hips and your chest. And now what you start to do is move the grip back to where you started. And as you move it back to where you started, you feel how the club face would be open. As you've done this a few times, go back so that the shaft is parallel to the floor. Now take your trail hand and put it in the middle of the shaft. Now you've got the shaft moving forwards, and now you're going to change the track of your lead hand. And now all of a sudden you get the makeup of what the lead hand needs to do and the trail arm needs to do. Now look at how that face has lined itself back up. So once you then start to get that sensation, you can do that keeping your grip together, and you start to feel how that shaft goes shallow to steep, shallow to steep, which means that you can now feel more pressure on the grip with both arms. You can now feel how that club strikes more down on the golf ball. And it's this feeling that keeps on increasing your angle of attack. It's this feeling that keeps your path more inside out. Because when you make in delivery, and this is delivery just here, when you make the club head more out in front of the grip in delivery, rather than tucked arm, side bend, and shallow shaft, which is all garbage, you make the club very low in delivery. Now, it may seem that that is the way to go to make the path from the inside. But unfortunately, all you successfully do is make you feel like the club's going to drop out back here, which makes you then start to have chicken wing on the way through, and you'll be blasting it out to the right like nobody. So, this drill makes delivery from what feels like that should be an inside track and what feels like should be an outside track. Because the club is now much closer to the ball line, it allows you to restore balance in your feet so you can put pressure back into your heels, so that when you move through the shot, you are now able to hold balance, hold posture, because the grip track has changed. It has fundamentally changed by the fact that the right arm is getting longer in delivery, not shorter in delivery. Now, those of you saying, yeah, but Stuart, the ball's bending too far to the left, that's purely the pressure in my lead hand that needs to increase. And if you've got yourself a good grip, I'd go check this video out, because you might not have a good grip. So now, if I want to make that ball draw less, I'm now going to restore that kink in my lead wrist here down through strike, which now starts to reduce the amount of face to path value that now hits it at the target. This shallowing your downswing must go hand in hand with being steeper at delivery and through strike. Hopefully, that's given you the visuals you need to start applying that drill. That will change the way your feet work, change the way your hips work, and it will unlock your chest like never before.
Are you tired of paying too much for your premium leather golf gloves? Head over to gxgolfgloves.com. These are gloves tried and trusted by elite amateurs and tour players alike. Enter my code GOODCOACHING to receive 10% off your next order. Go try them out, you won't be disappointed.
Thank you so much for dropping by and taking the time to watch this video. Do consider subscribing while you're here, and that, my friends, is good coaching.